Aloha, everyone. This is Taisei from Taisei Discovers. Today, we have a special guest in Mark Talaeai. He is the founder of Mean Hawaii. I think on Mean Hawaii alone, there's almost 400,000 followers. He has multiple pages. He's also known as Hawaii's foodie king. Mark Talaeai, welcome to Taisei Discovers.
Right on. Thanks, yeah.
You're welcome, brother. So I'd love to just get started with who is Mark?
Honestly, I'm just a regular guy. And
Where you from?
most of my life, Whitmore Village.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you fight chicken then?
I eat hollow at the chicken fight. That's what I do. I love to eat.
Yeah. Okay, that's pretty apparent in like a lot of your videos, a lot of your content. You know, one thing that I've noticed off the bat since, I've been watching you for years is that the content that I see in your feed tends to be more positive. It's uplifting. There's a lot of community service. There's a lot of highlighting on like humor and comedy. Whereas, there's a lot of other pages that base everything off of negativity because that gets views, right?
Yeah.
I feel like that's not the story of Mean Hawaii. Am I correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Things happened in my life a few years back where I hit rock bottom. And honestly, it's my relationship with God, and I have a lot of conviction if I, put stuff out there that is wrong, and that is based on conviction in my relationship with God.
So a man of faith is always something absolutely admirable in my eyes. I'm a very spiritual person as well, so I can say that we relate in that way. With Mean Hawaii, I'd love to talk a little bit more about how it started, where it is, and where you plan to take it.
Okay, that's pretty funny because I started off just goofing off, and I was into MySpace, Facebook, and other sites like that. But I heard about this thing called Instagram because of my kids. So I actually started this page called Spit Hawaii. It still is a surf ministry, and it's still alive and well. Then I started dabbling with other stuff, and just like I said, I was just goofing around, and I started Mean Hawaii because one day I was having my car serviced, and while I was waiting in the parking lot, I saw this Tacoma, and I was like, "Oh, that Tacoma is mean." And then as I was walking down, had another Tacoma that looked like that Tacoma, and I was like, "Oh, that Tacoma is mean." And then I was like, mean. Then I started writing down some stuff like the meaning of mean. And then I texted it to my wife, and I goes, "Look, honey, look." And then she goes, "That's nice." And then I was like, "Oh, you don't even know what it means." So anyways, for us in Hawaii, as part of our everyday language, or what we talk, we say and stuff like that. Like if something is awesome, we don't go, "Oh, that was awesome." We go, "Oh, that was mean." So yeah. So then I started posting stuff that I thought was funny, like memes. I didn't know what memes were, but it was like pictures with, these words, and I was cracking up. So it started off with memes.
Okay.
And one day somebody sent me something. It was a real slow growth, but then it turned around when this guy said, "Hey, can you post this because my dog is missing?" So I said, "Oh, okay." So I posted it, and because of that post, the guy found his dog. So I noticed a lot of people was sending me stuff after that, like, "Oh, my car got stolen. My dog, my pet is missing. I need help with this." And then people just started coming to me for that, and started growing, and then it started growing, and I still, along with public service announcements and stuff, I still kept to the funny stuff. So I would bounce back and forth. And then I started eating at places, and I was telling people, "Hey, everybody, I stay over here." And then I just share what I eat, and it just started growing and growing and growing.
What's so special is that to me about when I see you interacting or I see you doing videos, one of the things that's super special is that you can tell that you're on down to earth, brother. And I think that your intention behind your page is not so much for personal gain, but more of highlighting what's special about the community of Hawaii, right?
Exactly. Yeah. There's so many little people out there that they're trying to be heard. They're trying to be seen. And I was one of them. And I always wondered how it was, like, man, I see all these guys, they're so famous and, blah, blah, blah. Like, I would think, oh, you should use your power to help people.
Yep.
So that's what happened to me. And now it's like the growth is unstoppable. So I never took advantage of what I have. Always down to help people, the little people, to be seen, to be heard, and stuff like that. And I still do them because I know how it feels to be, not be able to be seen or heard. Yeah, I like to magnify, these people and just get them out there. And I feel good about it, but honestly, I give all the glory to God always, because He built this for me. He presented this to me, and to this day, I still doing the same thing.
Oh, yeah. Amazing! And once you get a certain amount of viewership, you absolutely have a responsibility, right? Some people take it in certain ways. I feel like the way that you're taking is really of service to the community of Hawaii. So I just really want to start by thanking you. Thank you so much, and even the support you've given me as well.
Yeah, I love supporting you, bro. You just have really good energy and good soul, bro. Just positivity from the first time I met you, bro, all the way to now.
Oh, let's talk about that real quick. When did we first meet? Was it when I was working at Four Seasons?
Yeah.
So I think I was working at Mina's Fish House, and I saw what your page looked like, and I know that at that point you probably had less than 100,000 followers, right? And this is in 2019, so that says a lot about your growth and the momentum that you have right now. But at that time, I remember seeing what you were doing, and I liked what you were reposting, and I saw that it was a platform that had a lot of viewership. So I was like, hey, bro, I tried to convince, where I was working to use your platform to talk to your demographic, which is made up of mainly locals, right? So, even though that didn't work out, I think you saw my intention. I was like, I like, brother, using good, brother. Like, let's try work together, and I think this could be good for you too, right? It's okay it didn't work out because at least we connected.
Yeah.
Years down the line, right? I think you came into where I currently work at, Royce Coatlina, and then I saw you. I made sure I was like, hey, brother, give you your flowers and stuff. And then we still didn't really talk about working together. And then, as my brother and I started this project 6 months ago, and I think you saw something. You saw something about wine. You was like, hey, brother Ty, right? And then I think you posted it in your story. And for me, I was like, oh my gosh, that's such a big platform, and I felt so appreciative. And then, we started DMing, and he's like, oh, brother, a collab. And I was just like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. And that's really how this whole podcast here came to fruition, is the building blocks that happen gradually over time between two good local brothers trying to be a speaker for the voice of Hawaii.
Sure.
Right?
Ambassadors of Aloha.
Aloha advocates right here.
Yeah, you.
So, that kind of brings me into wine, a hidden passion of yours as well. What I recently found out when you came to dine with us, I was like, you order a glass of wine. I was like, oh, brother, that's something you into?
Yeah.
Because you rarely see when Polynesian brother, especially when uncle, drinking a nice glass of wine and then trying another glass of wine and, understanding the beauty of it. So what's your story and your relationship with wine?
So I just, honestly, before I thought wine was gross because it was pungent and all that kind. But then I started getting into it when I watched this movie. It was on Netflix, and it was a sommelier. That's what you call him?
It was sommelier.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it was a black dude, and he was drinking wine, and he was dissecting them with his, he was like, so I taste this, and I was like, whoa, that's what I like to do. So now when I drink wine, I try to dissect it and see what it's made up of, and because if you think about it, bro, it's not just drinking the wine. When you're drinking them, you're drinking in the labor from the guys who's growing the grapes, the weather, the temperature, the season. Is like, bro, my mind just went boom, and I was like, bro, this is not just drinking wine, bro. This is like takes me somewhere else. I'm somewhere else when I drink wine.
Bro, that's so amazing that you say that, because what I like to tell people is that if they're not so adept to traveling the world, every region in the world makes wine. And wine is a very complex beverage, right? And it also, grapes reflect where they're grown.
Yeah.
So you really get a sense of place when it comes to taking a sip of wine that came from Rías Baixas in Spain off the coast, right? You get a little bit of the salinity, the salt air that blows onto the grapes throughout the entire growing season, right? Imagine salt air day in and day out, coating the grapes with that salt and that minerality from the ocean. And then when they harvest the grapes and then they press them and make all the juice, that salt is actually in the wine as well. So when you smell it, you get the aromas, you're like, wait a minute, this is reminiscent of something I've had that was from Rías Baixas, and there's a certain salt quality or characteristic that makes me know that I feel like my toes are in the sand in Spain. You know what I mean?
Ty, that was amazing. You took me there. I swear I could see everything you say. It was like, that's what I'm talking about. Wine, drinking wine is like, whoa.
Well, that's why I'm like, it was something that was so compelling to me as well, because there's a point where every sommelier, there was a point where you didn't know anything about wine, and there's something that attracted you and hooked you, and it's stories like that. You know what I'm saying? Transport me to Bordeaux in France, right? Transport me to the foothills of Falls in Germany.
Oh my goodness.
There's certain types of stone there that impart certain characteristics in those Rieslings. You said you like Riesling, right? And some of the best Riesling in the world comes from Germany. But you have Riesling grown in Upper Washington. You have Washington State. You have Riesling that's grown in the Finger Lakes in New York. Did you know that, right? There's wine that's made everywhere. And wine made on Maui, a.k.a. I don't think a lot of locals know that.
I just found out because of this guy. That's how I know. And I was like, whoa, where is this? And it was like watching Ty's video, and I was like, that's Maui. I never knew grapes could grow here. More I got hooked and was fascinated, and that's why I started collabing with you guys. Bro, we gotta share this stuff. It's so wonderful, bro.
Yes, I agree, my friend. Yeah, so Taisei Discovers, the whole reason why I started it was because I went through a pretty traumatic time in my life late last year, and I wanted to do some soul searching. So me and my brother have been talking together for a long time. We wanted to combine our talents and make something that the world could benefit from, right? And we also local boys from Hawaii, and we really want to put Hawaii on the map in our own way. You know what I'm saying? Honakai Hale, Nanakai Gardens, that's where we're from, bro. When we finally started talking about it and realizing that, past my grieving period, I was on a new soul searching, self-awareness, trying to figure out who I am, what my purpose in life is, and what I want to focus my energies and efforts on moving forward. As a 40-year-old man, right? There's no time to waste, bro.
Right.
Life is super short, and that's what I realized. And it took me 40 years on earth to realize that, don't waste time on the things that don't serve you.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
And then having faith in the man above, or whatever it is to you, spiritual foundation, having that is a good core. It's a foundation that you can always rely on to go back to find strength and safety. Give you that strength so you can rest a little bit, then go back out there. You know what I mean? That's Taisei Discovers right now. And so, it kind of brings me to my next question for you. Like, what is your life's purpose, Mark?
My life's purpose, I feel it's of service, to serve, for real. So I don't like to preach to people. I like to just love people, But God's word talks about how Jesus was he was a servant. Even though he was a king, he served. And I feel that's my calling, is to serve.
Wow. So I think that's also something that I can empathize with you or relate, because if you look at what I do, right? I'm in the restaurant industry. It's a hospitality industry, but service, right? There's something that is gratifying to me when I go into work and I serve not just the guest, but my staff, right? And in doing that, I feel like I'm serving myself. And for some, they would say I'm serving the man above as well, or the greater power. But really, it's a very selfless thing that I think that anytime that I'm feeling down, if I do something nice for somebody, then it kind of helps me heal. And then you feel back up again.
I got you.
You know what I mean? And that's a good message for you out there too. If you're ever feeling down, do something nice for someone else. Do something kind. Help grandma. Help your neighbor. You know what I'm saying? Ask somebody if you can do anything for them.
Yeah.
Clean something for somebody, right?
So true. So true.
You feel you now, bro. You know what I mean?
That's so good, bro.
Yeah.
That's so good.
In your eyes, what do you feel like is one of the biggest issues that Hawaii is faced with today?
Honestly, man, we have a lot of issues, but the one thing that is kind of out, get political issues, all this kind of stuff. With the culture, with the land and all this, and the Hawaiians crying out for justice, all this kind. I take in all of this, the emotions, everything. But the one thing that is outstanding to me is the hate.
Ooh, I agree.
In a guy in my position, I deal with a lot of hate, and on my platform, I've seen just about every face of hate in this state. I mean, racism and just straight jealousy, and it's disgusting. But I take on a lot of emotions, and it makes me sick physically. And honestly, I reach out to God and I pray and I empty myself out of all of this stuff, and I start fresh every day. But there's a lot of hate, bro, and people gotta just release that, man. Just turn that around. I mean, that's why my platform is positivity, bro. Yeah. Other than the breaking news and stuff that may be bad at times, bro, it's what we need more of, because it's disgusting, bro. It's actually physically sickening, the hate in this state, bro.
I'm sure that your wife sees it firsthand.
Oh gosh,
there must be times where she's like, turn that off. I was going to ask you that too, but I think that this hate subject is very important because, as I'm starting to gain more popularity on my Instagram, I'm starting to see more negative comments.
Yep.
And then, in the beginning, when you're not really that big and you're not experienced with that type of criticism, bro, it can hurt you.
Yep.
And it'll make you question yourself. It'll make you question your artistic ability, your creative process. Am I doing things right? All because somebody said, you don't know what you're talking about, right? Or something like that. Like, what is the driver behind these people to make them feel like they can hurt somebody or shame somebody? I think it really comes down to them making themselves feel like they're better by tarnishing somebody else on a public platform.
Yeah.
To me, it's ridiculous. And now that I've gotten a couple of comments and I've processed it, and I've talked to some close people to me that helped me realize that, brother, you cannot let stuff like that hold you back. Nobody that's doing more than you is going to ever talk shit, right? It's always the people doing less or the people that are insecure about their own abilities or what they're doing.
So true.
that are going to try to grab your ankle and bring you down. You know what I mean? And we cannot allow that to happen. Like you said, physically manifest itself in yourself by getting sick. I feel junk. You know what I mean? Like I'm tired. I'm drained. These mana manchas, they're dangerous, but they're not as strong as your faith. Right?
No, my faith conquers all that. And these haters don't realize is when they hate on you and they start spewing hate like that in the comments, that's just fuel for you, and it just shows that you're on the right path. Because I've been doing this since 2014, bro.
Wow.
And plenty times I wanted to give up, but inside of me, like God was saying, no, bro, it comes with the territory. You put yourself out there, you're in front of the world, bro. They can spit at you and they can crap on you. They can do whatever they want, but it'll be worth it going through all that crap. Keep your eyes on the prize. I'm telling you, it'll be worth it. And guess what? Because I kept my eyes on the prize, I got to meet somebody like you.
Thank you.
Through my platform, bro. I'm telling you, I've met such wonderful people, and I've met people that double-crossed me. But I still love you guys. I pray for you guys. And, all this hate that came my way, the jealousy and stuff like that, it helped build my character even more, bro. So these guys who was sent out to destroy me, bro, you guys just made me stronger. And guys like this too, he's just getting in the game. When he starts exploding, he's on the way you're gonna get all kind of comments that gonna make you think, just like how you just said, bro. Bro, is this worth it or what? And bro, this guy said, bro, I know in Somalia, bro, you don't know what you're talking about. You're a local boy. No, bro. That's why I offer my platform to you, because I believe in you and I love what you do. And this wine thing it's gonna make people trip. Like, the heck, these guys into wine? They for real? Yeah, we for real, bro. You try it. You never know, bro. We just like how he described earlier, bro. When you sip, he describes all the elements, everything, the weather, and it's like when I'm listening to him, like I'm there. Try them all, boys. I'm telling you.
Transported on bottle of wine is way cheaper than on plane ticket nowadays. I don't use all my Hawaiian miles, so I just drink wine from different regions.
Oh my gosh, bro.
New Zealand, bro. As a Polynesian brother, you probably respect the fact that New Zealand produces some of the best wine in the world.
Wow, I did not
Pinot
know
Noir, and they're also known for their Chardonnay, their Pinot Gris. They're doing great things there.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, one day we'll try that. So. Yeah.
So I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
So, Ty, how do you deal with all the negativity? How do you deal with it? As far as work, your social media platform, how do you deal with it overall?
I want to give you a very honest answer, but it's going to cause me to think a little bit more, because I'm one of those people that is optimistic 99% of the time. And what I try to do is I try to understand where the negativity is coming from behind the statement or the words, right? Or the actions. Where does that negativity come from? It comes from a place of torment in the individual that's displaying the negativity, right? And when you have that kind of understanding, you can almost be empathetic. Ask that to somebody that will say something to your family member. That's a little different, because there's a personal, you know what I mean? But when it comes down to just finding meaning and understanding in the things that provoke people to do those things. Because, like for you, when you talked about your faith, sometimes you got to go home and you pray, and that helps you to kind of heal. For me, I'm not really a prayer all the time kind of guy. You know what I mean? But I do have strong faith in a greater power. I think that I really am an internalizer. I think a lot, and I process things, and I try to find meaning and understanding in the reasons that people do things. And because of that understanding, allows me to not react with anger, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
The negativity, every time that I see a bad comment or I hear something from somebody, that maybe a coworker or something, that'll say like, who does this guy think he is, and stuff like that. When I think about why they said that, it's because of a lack of understanding on their side, and opinions are opinions. So I think with that realization, when I hear things, I let it really just kind of bounce off of me. Sometimes if it makes sense, I'll have a conversation with the person. You know what I mean? And show them that what they're saying or how they're acting is not affecting me. And that usually is really effective in thwarting the negativity to continue to move forward.
Right.
Because there's somebody making trouble to you, and then you react in a way where you're scared, or if you like fight back with fire, then it just that tension and anger just builds, that negativity. But then if you're like, nah, you know what, bro, I'm all good, right? Or you know what, even is everything okay with you? I care about you. Like, what, you know what I mean? Like, you can kind of like, I've learned to diffuse or deflect the trajectory of negativity by being a restaurant manager. I get a lot of people that come in with in different personal situations. Somebody, maybe a family member died, they come in and they're treating the server bad. I let the servers know, you don't know what's going on in this person's life, so don't take it personally. You have a job to do, execute it, and you're gonna have challenges, but don't take it personally, right? Especially in a setting where you're serving people. So doing that for 20 years when helped me understand that really it's probably not a personal thing. It's probably just the way that these people are being. And you'll notice the circle of people I really stay close with tend to have a very similar energy and vibe.
Yeah.
And if not, then, you know what I mean, not in the circle. And I feel that energy from you, to be honest, we kind of have a similar mission and similar energy. I'd love to take it into the next part of this.
Here we go.
Yeah, so I have a special surprise for you. I won't tell you right off the bat, but as two local brothers that grew up in a cultural melting pot, we're probably very in tune with the different cultural foods, right? I grew up in Honakaihale on the west side of Oahu, and I think at one point in history, every one of my neighbors had Filipino, right? So dinaguan, pansit, pinakbit, lumpia, right?
Yep.
Like all those kind of foods I grew up with. I mean, even bagaong, you know what I mean? The smell is, something that is seared into my memory forever.
Mm-hmm.
I remember my back neighbors, every once in a while, I'd hear, bah, bah, and then we knew what was coming up. They're going to slice the throat, take the blood for cook, and then they're going to blow torch the hair, and it's going to smell pretty gnarly for a couple hours, But those are all fond memories of like a cultural experience that I've had growing up and that I'm very used to. One thing that I haven't tried in my life is balut. So I know that there's chicken balut and there's duck balut. Okay, so for those of you who are watching that don't know, there's a spectrum of chicken, right? In chicken's life, the egg, and then you got jolly bees at the end. Okay, so after the egg and the yolk and that raw egg, there's an embryonic stage that after cooked is enjoyed by Filipinos normally with just a little bit of salt or a little bit vinegar. Some of them use spices. From some of my researches, believe me, I've been asking many Filipinos, how you guys eat them? And I've never tried it personally. Have you tried it?
Yeah.
Do you like it?
I like it.
So you like it?
Surprisingly, I do.
Bro, I was hoping you wouldn't say, nah, not gonna do it. I was hoping you wasn't. But you've tried it and you like it. So, I don't want to have any preconceived notions because I didn't ask anybody. I just kind of want to have my reaction on camera.
Okay.
I also knowingly, I don't want to disrespect any culture, so like I'm going into it thinking I'm gonna like it. Yeah, I like chicken anyway. I like boiled eggs. I like Jollibees, right?
Yeah.
So I'm sure that there might be some similarities, but at the same time, you're literally eating an embryo, right?
Right.
Yeah. How do you eat it?
From what I was taught, you crack them and then you put a little bit salt on top, and then you slurp the juice.
Okay.
But there's a hard part in it, some big white part. It's like rubber, so I don't eat that part.
Okay, I heard that too. So there's a hard part that
Yeah.
it's chewy. But one of the ladies was like, "Oh, that's my favorite part."
What?
I was like, "Get flavor or what? What is that?"
Thing is like on rubber ball. You'll see when you chew on them. It's like know.
Okay, so this is also Taisei Discovers, and pretty much every episode, I incorporate wine into it somehow.
Ooh.
So I was thinking, first time trying balut with brother Mr. Mean, brother Mark. That's amazing. But let's pair it with some wine. So I researched kind of some of the flavors that you would get in balut, and from what I've heard is that it's definitely there's some fattiness to it. There's some oily characteristics to balut. There's a little bit of earthiness, a very light game. So just with those 4 flavor profiles, I was like, to me, it makes sense. And then we're also adding salt to it, right? So to me, it would make sense to have something with exotic fruit and brisk acidity. Okay, so the acidity in a wine is pretty much what makes wine food friendly. The higher the acidity, the more food friendly. Technically, it is most of the time. The wine that I chose today is a Riesling, which is, we kind of talked about a little bit earlier. This is Kung Fu Girl. Kung Fu Girl. I haven't even tried this Riesling yet, but by knowing what Riesling exhibits, I felt this would be a good choice to try and see if it paired with Balut. So this is a 2021 vintage, meaning all the juice in here came from grapes that were grown in 2021. That's what that year symbolizes. Okay. So it was harvested in 2021, and they got all the juice from it. Okay. This is in Washington State, so this is considered the New World, whereas anything from Europe is considered the Old World.
Oh.
In the Old World, they've been making wine for thousands and thousands of years, which means that they've really fine-tuned what they're doing. In Washington, this is considered the New World, where maybe a little over 100 years or around there is how long they've been producing. So they're still figuring out the terrain, the terroir, the climate, what works here, what works there. But what they do know is that the climate is good for Riesling grapes because Riesling needs more cold air to really thrive and ripen, okay? So what I'll do is I'll pour a little bit for you.
Kung Fu Girl.
Kung Fu Girl. It's a fun name too. So
that is. And if that's an actual girl.
We get Chinese, we get Filipino, we get squash over here.
Yeah.
Samoan, Black Japanese. That's what Hawaii is, right?
That's right.
Black Japanese, Samoan, local boys, Filipino food, wine from Washington with a Chinese label. Like, I love it. Okay,
it smells good.
I mean,
too,
bro, this is the first time I did it, so I don't know if you have any pointers.
I think you just gotta
you gotta find a hollow part, yeah.
Something like that.
Okay.
I just went smash them.
You just didn't smash. Okay, so this is the salt here.
Yeah.
Okay, first time eating balut, you guys.
I think so. Right there. There. Then I think you peel them.
Let's see the juice, dog.
Yeah, there it is. Oh, there him.
Or her.
Yeah.
You don't know.
One of them.
I don't know that much juice, bro. Maybe
I was about to say that. Let me see. Let me remove this layer of. There it is. It's under this layer of skin. You see that, Kenji? Okay, bro. I just couldn't. What is this? Himalayan salt?
This is Hawaiian salt.
Oh,
but it said Kissed by Sun. I don't know what brand it is, but
splat. Oh, you really went peel them, huh?
Yeah, I think maybe I boiled a little bit too long. I don't know how to boil it.
Yeah. I think you gotta keep on letting it for slurp the juice and then it's okay.
All right. I hope I'm not shaming any of my Filipino homies out there.
Yeah, well.
All right, cheers, bro.
Cheers. Go ahead, cousin. Right away. It's like chicken soup.
It's like chicken soup. It does kind of taste like chicken soup. I think it really reminds me of like boiled egg for one, but I also see a head there. So
yeah, I see him. There it is.
Thank you for providing life. Oh, okay.
This is the part that I said is kind of rubbery.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's kind of like I don't know. You'd say liver, almost something like that.
Yeah, but starting for sweat a little bit, but we good though.
You get them.
We're alive, dude.
Yep. Going, cousin.
Going, okay.
This part right there, but there's a part in here. Might be at the bottom. It's kind of rubbery. What?
Nah, she good, bro. She good.
She is, bro. Psych yourself out, cuz.
Hey, don't forget the wine, bro.
Okay. Put some more salt. What, bro?
Nah. We good, bro. We good. Okay, let's get some of this wine, though. Let's see.
Okay, let me see. Bro, that's good.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
So there's parts that are really similar to like a boiled egg, but then there's other parts that you're like, okay, what is that, a feather? Or
baby feather.
Baby feathers.
Oh, this is one. Wow. Oh, good call, Ty. That thing is so good with this, for real.
Well,
trippy.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's that exotic fruit. We're getting the salt, the contrast of like the salt, the savoriness with the bright acidity and the exotic fruit from the wine. So it really is a very good pairing.
This is the rubber part I was telling you about. It's like a rubber ball. You can't. I know can eat that. It's like rubbery. Watch when you bite them.
Yeah. Okay, I gotta get this bugger in me already.
Wow, you can bounce this on the ground, bro. I don't know why. That was good.
Oh, I got some of it.
Yeah, it's kind of chewy.
Yep.
Rubbery.
A little bit chewy.
Let me see.
Oh, I forgot the salt, bro. There you go.
Yeah, I guess you can eat them.
Yeah.
You're right about that.
I'm good, cause heart beating a little bit fast, but we're here though.
Wow, you a genius, bro. If you eat balut and you sip this, it seems it doesn't cancel out each other.
Yeah.
The marriage is perfect.
I can't say that the pairing is going well.
It is.
I can say that.
Probably good call.
A little bit more too.
Oh yeah, bro. I guess this is the egg whites.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. Like, I mean, if how this the one guy said cook them 8 minutes. That was the old uncle looked like he would just whack them raw, and then had one. Nana at Jollibee's at the counter, she was like, 15, 20 minutes. You gotta cook the heck out of it. So I went right in the middle and did like a 14, 15 minute. And yeah, I mean, there's parts of it that are exactly like a boiled egg. And then there's that other part that makes it a little bit more gamey, good. I guess you can say.
Yeah, I don't know. Closest I would say is like eating liver or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, but... Outstanding call with this Kung Fu girl. Brian, chemist, that is guy. Balut and Kung Fu girl.
Balut and Kung Fu girl. That's gonna be.
Cuz. Bro, hey. I gotta. Hey, I'm telling you right now, that is unbelievable. That Sam Choi, you gotta Sam's this. I'm telling you. Good call.
Makes me want to think of other pairings, other cool pairings to do in the future. You can pair something. There's wine. There's over 2,000 varietals of wine. A varietal is Riesling, right? It's a type of grape. A varietal is a type of grape. So you got Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, Zinfandel. There's over 2,000. So if you can imagine the types of varying differences in wines that are made, there's something for everyone. And that actually brings me to my next point. Something else that I've been thinking about is because there are so many different wines out there and there are so many different personalities, whoever comes on my podcast, I want to pick out a wine that describes you. Okay? And this is the first time that I'm doing this. So my gift to you for even being a part of this special moment is I want to present you with a wine and I want to tell you why. Okay? So this here is the Tribute Cabernet Sauvignon. It's a 2021 vintage. Excuse me. Just like that Riesling that we just had. Okay. These grapes in this bottle are sourced from California. Okay. So if you see California on a label, legally they can source grapes from the entire state. Okay. If you see Napa Valley on a label, Napa Valley is an appellation within California. So they literally will source the majority of their grapes from Napa Valley only within California, which kind of is synonymous with quality. It also lets you know what to expect because if you understand what type of grapes are grown in Napa Valley, then you kind of have an understanding, I'm going to get a big, dark fruit forward red with a lot of oak, right? But if it says California, this Cabernet, this is a representation of the entire state. So they're sourcing grapes from down here, they're sourcing grapes from here, they're buying whatever grapes that they want to produce this product. To you, for me, you remind me of a man or an ambassador of the entire Hawaii, right? So you source all your information from all of Hawaii, kind of like this wine. You're also intimidating in physical stature as a big local Polynesian brother. Cabernet normally is a big, bold wine. Okay, so these are the reasons why when I was thinking of Mark, I was like, man, I wanna pick out something that describes him. On top of that, this is a family-owned winery. Wow. So you're a man of the family. Like you talked about your kids, your wife, right? Local people, we're all about our family. Look at your shirt. What does it say? Always support local.
Yes, sir.
That's family. So and then it also says tribute. This is a tribute to somebody that I admire as well. Can you look at all that I got from the wine? You know what I mean? That reminds me, or I can relate to who you are as a man. Thank you very much, Mark, for being a part of this.
Thank you, Ty.
You can enjoy that with your wife.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you that I can call you brother.
Yes, sir. We can cheers to that.
Yep.
Right on.
Hey, for all you guys out there, if you're trying to reach me, for those who know me, who don't know me, follow me on Me in Hawaii on Instagram. Especially follow this guy. This is what I've learned throughout the years. Before someone takes off and explodes, you would like to be a part of their journey at the beginning, not at the end. So this guy, I'm glad that I can say I'm at the beginning of this Taisei Discovers. This guy going to take off and he's just going to explode. And when he gets up there, I can say, bruh, I know Ty.
Thank you so much for being a part of my journey. And we have connected in our paths for a reason.
Yeah.
So keep up, the good mission, and we'll continue to accentuate the positivity that Hawaii has and the beauty and the aloha spirit that Hawaii has moving into the future, bro. This is just the beginning.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Love you, brother Mark.
Love you too.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. That's a wrap.
Woo! Oh, yeah. It just feels good.
Yeah, that was natural too.
Yeah.